Ghanatube and a Oshe, Modofo Snowy, Masanso Atrasibio, Eddie Sem A Ecoso, Ewo, my Ganimu, Ebro, Maja Comedy, and Archer saying Semno, Macapo Bobo, Ebi, Ano, Eddie, Ebro, Yankotie, a year in Semno, I am bra.
Now, in a move to curb perceived favoritism, government is reigniting talks on a contentious scholarship bill that will slam the door shut on state-funded scholarships for close relatives of politicians. After facing fierce pushback from civil society groups who cried foul over lack of stakeholder consultation, the bill was pulled from Parliament, but now it's back on the table with a sharper edge. Youth Development and Empowerment Minister George Opariado confirms on PM Express last night that a revised bill now contains a clear provision there that bars relatives of politicians from grabbing state-sponsored scholarships.
Must do something.
How are you dealing with the political influence in the scholarship award program, which really has been the main?
It is all in the bill.
How are you dealing with that?
It is.
How are you taking politicians away from?
So, for instance, George Opariado, no family member of mine can have access.
So you've written it into the bill?
It's in the bill. That's people of political, certain people of political class. So if we don't...
And your relatives? Or just you?
Evans, this is a very difficult question.
No, it's not. It's a very simple one.
One of the things we debated on during the drafting was, so I come from a very big family. The Opariados are all over.
Does the bill as it stands now say you are disqualified because the person says they know you?
For immediate family members.
Okay. So that's the wording.
Immediate family members. But you see, it's a challenge. But I believe strongly that it's unconscionable for people such as me, people like me, who can afford to pay fees, to want to let my people or even myself go and take a scholarship. The necessary consultations were done.
Civil society say no. I mean, I saw Kojo Asante's CDD's post. He was alarmed. He said, "Stop it."
You see.
Kofi Asari also started a petition.
You can't consult everybody. And then we had a bigger technical committee. So usually what we do is you constitute a technical committee. So people like, for instance, somebody like Sam Garba, who was former administrator of the GET Fund, who also administered scholarships during his time, was one of the key technical people on the committee, where I chaired together with the Honorable Haruna Idris as co-chair, and then we put together the bill.
When you go back, you still want to do it once you consult on the certificate of agency?
Of course, yes. Easy. As for the certificate of agency, we will have to, because if we are going to go through the normal processes of passing a bill, Evans, you know that it could take even a year. Are we saying that within a year we will not administer scholarships? Would that be good for us as a country? No.
Well, he also disclosed that some grassroots NDC members are unhappy with the proposal to bar politicians and their close relatives from participating and benefiting from state scholarships. But he says the government will stand its ground.
I work with a lot of young people at the youth secretariat.
Yeah.
When he heard of the bill, he came to me and said, he calls me Pablo. Pablo, pardon me. He said, I said, why? We saw how a lot of our cohorts on the other side have been educated and gone to school, and they are coming back with all these big degrees. And what are you telling us? And my response to him was simple. Somebody must get the job done. Unfortunately, I have the unpleasant task of being the one. You didn't put a gun to our head when we said we were going to reset. We made promises to the good people of this country. President Mahama is a promise keeper, and I will support him. Keep that.
Even if it costs you the base of your party, a lot of them young people.
They would understand eventually.
You think they will?
They will eventually. Maybe for now, but eventually. And you see, if the bill is passed, people who are deserving, people who truly deserve to be given that opportunity will get it. Yes, I'm national youth organizer of the NDC. My job is to help Ghana for now because I'm minister for Ghana, not minister for just the NDC. And so whatever we do, the supreme interest of the country should be at the forefront.
Well, we're also learning tonight, as part of the reforms captured in the bill, that the government will also centralize all public scholarships, forcing the likes of GMPC to terminate their individual scholarships and place it under one unified umbrella.
Over the years, that has been abused. And the manner in which scholarship has been administered was like selling tomatoes in the markets. People go and then say, let me pay 10 cedis, let me pay 20 cedis. Okay, based on the investigations that the Fourth Estate did. Yeah. So we wanted to address that challenge. We also wanted to be able to have a standard, because you realize that GNPC is giving scholarships. Get Fund is giving scholarships. And then the scholarship secretariat itself is also giving scholarships. We needed a scholarship regime where if GNPC has funding, put it into a scholarship fund. If Get Fund has funded, put it into a scholarship fund, and then let there be an authority to regulate.
So we have one centralized agency managing all scholarships, all as in public funded scholarships.
Because
so GMPC can no longer do it.
But I don't think Get Fund. I don't think it is even proper for a government agency like GMPC to be administering scholarships when there is a scholarship agency.
And then we also know that if you want to go on a government scholarship, then you better choose a course locally, because under this new arrangement in this bill, government will no longer be funding scholarships abroad unless you can prove that you cannot find a course locally.
Also, a lot of the scholarships that people had access to travel abroad, a lot of the programs are being run locally. So if we have that kind of money, why don't we give it to our institutions here to properly equip them so that they can give that?
Is the bill seeking to prohibit state-run scholarships from funding students abroad?
Funding some courses abroad. Okay. So one of the things we are looking at is programs that can be or are being taught here locally. The state must not spend money in sending, for instance, business administration.
So you will not fund a student to go abroad to go and study business administration?
To go and study, when University of Ghana Business School is one of the best in the sub-region.
So in other words, you're saying that...
And we can fund you to go to the University of Ghana Business School if there is a course that is taught locally. Government does not have to spend money to send a student out of this country. What it means is that we have no hope, no confidence in our own institutions. And you see, one of the challenges is our exchange rates. The current bill that I have at the school is over 700 million Ghana cedis in debt that we have to find money to pay.
You mean this from a scholarship?
Yes, the debt that I have inherited as minister.
Just the scholarship secretariat?
Just the scholarship secretariat. There is a debt.
How much is that?
700 million Ghana cedis.
700 million cedis?
Yes.
Of fees that you haven't paid
that we've not paid
across the world.
And so my registrar now has to go around the world and negotiate with schools. And that is what we've been undertaking in the last 4 or 5 months.
I want to bring in Kofi Asare. He's Executive Director of the Africa Education Watch. Daniel Colley-Boche is a President of the National Union of Ghana Students. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time here on Newsnight. Kofi Asare, have you been consulted yet?
I didn't get you.
Have you been consulted yet? I know that's one of the key issues. That can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello, Kofi, can you hear me? Okay, we seem to be having a challenge with his connection. Let's see if we can get Daniel Colley-Boche on the line. Hello, Daniel, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Fantastic. I know when this matter first came up, the backlash was that the consultations haven't been broad enough. Have you been brought into the fold now?
Yes, I can confirm that we have now had the consultation.
And you're getting to know a bit more about the clauses in there. We're also learning a bit more tonight. One of the key clauses that the minister had told us about is that once this is passed, a government scholarship will not be given for you to go and study abroad unless that course is not taught in the university or a tertiary institution locally. What do you make of that?
Exactly so. And it was part of the issues that we raised, and it was broadly discussed and accepted. We are spending money to train students in diploma in nursing, business administration, and courses that you can easily get all over the country, even other parts of the country, not necessarily in Accra. And so how do you spend, let's say, $30,000? And that's just fees. And when you send students abroad, you have to pay their stipends, you have to pay their upkeep money and the rest. In the end, you would have spent about $70,000, which could take care of close to about 30 or 40 students locally. And so it's part of the text of the bill, which we agree fully with.
Abusiafo ya fakulty ensem no aba obetimi e the comment abreme e wo comment section na mejebe akenkan ni na e de amafefefe the science so e carry bim say aha eye Ghanatube so ensem a ekoti e ba bremo nyina no onsa e be kan e wa on subscribe na hit notification bell no se na bia ensem no ye de tuma na wenya ne enten pass so sisi ade makram.